campaign because of the unknowns largely around the coalition's policy agenda. Joining me now is Independent MP Dai Le. Dai, great to see you. We're about to hear from Chris Bowen, so apologies in advance if I need to interrupt you, because we're just being told that power prices in New South Wales alone are probably going to go up another 9%.
Absolutely. Look, I think it's just going to hit people really hard, especially in Western and Southwest Sydney. So it's interesting that, you know, at a time where cost of living is still front and centre of people's mind, energy bills and electricity prices, and I keep on saying this constantly, they need to reform the energy market, not to mention petrol prices. The government has still not come forward with a fuel excise tax cut for our community, tollways that people travel constantly, and yet the government announced today a $1 billion spending to buy land that will build a rail that will not connect at all the people of Sydney to the Western Sydney airport. So we can see that it is absolutely campaign mode. We can see absolutely that it's political. People, you know, this is a railway to buy votes, not the railway for people. So, you know, I don't know what the government is thinking, honestly. You know, the way that they're campaigning is still the same old way that they've campaigned for decades. They need to be really, really genuine about what they are going to deliver for the community, especially the growing region of Southwest and Western Sydney. So, you know, this rail land that they're buying to connect, you know, to Liverpool to Campbelltown, that are two seats that I know that they have to hold on, which is Werriwa and Macarthur. So they need to focus on the cost of living. They really need to really come out with some major reform of the energy market, or else this supposedly 9% increase on our energy bills, I can tell you, voters have got weeks to wait to bring the, you know, hit the button at the Labor government.
Wow. So you're seeing that visceral anger, and look, it shouldn't be a surprise to the Labor Party. We've been seeing the trend for quite some time. We've been hearing the feedback from viewers, from focus groups, from every single person that has their finger on the pulse. I mean, we speak to you once a week, Dai. What has been put to me, and I wonder if you'd agree with this, given, you know, how much door knocking you do, how much feedback you get, and that is that the people that are going to decide this election, there's one group in particular, and that is perhaps millennial women living in outer suburbs like Fowler. And that is, you know, it's often said that Peter Dutton perhaps has a women issue, or the coalition does. But it seems that Albo and Labor might have a women issue.
Look, I think it's not just women issue. I think it's young people as well, and also the older Labor voters. Like I, you know, saw a couple of older gentlemen last week in their 80s, 70s and 80s, and they stopped and said to me, you know, I've worked so hard. They see that, and they acknowledged. They said, look, can I say that I voted Labor last time? And kind of sheepishly said, but there's no more. No more. They said they're not going to vote Labor. So they're going to lose also the hardcore older Labor voters in areas like, I suppose, Fowler. You know, I won with a small margin last time. But I'm sure in other Western and Southwestern seats, whereby the older Australian generation are not going to vote Labor. So not only are they going to have problems, I mean, you know, I don't know about the issue, you know, research around women, but certainly the people that I've spoken to here in Fowler, be it young people, women, older people, they're going to really have a hard time.
Dai Le, always good to talk to you. Thanks so much for the feedback. I appreciate it.
Thank you.